Hello, my name is Christy Duncan, and this is my vendor presentation over SAP. SAP, the beginning. SAP began as a five-person startup headquartered in Germany in 1972. SAP stands for System Analysis and Program Development. Growth and evolution. Over the years, the company evolved and grew, absorbing several other countries, including Top Tier in 2001, also Pilot Software, USA, OutlookSoft, Wilcom, Maxware, and Business Objects in 2007. Business Objects was purchased for $6.78 billion in 2007. Currently, they have over 232,000 customers in 188 countries and over 65,000 employees in over 130 countries. Brief products overview. SAP is an enterprise application software and software-related services company. SAP offers 4 business applications for small and mid-sized enterprises, including Business One, Business All-in-One, Business by Design, and Sales on Demand. Products and services. I've listed several here, but there are several others that I didn't include just because we're focusing on the BI piece in this project, in this presentation. Business applications, customer relations management, enterprise assets management, enterprise resource planning, and financial management. Database and technology include application foundation and security, business process management and integration. Analytic capabilities include business intelligence, related warehousing, enterprise information and performance management, and governance, risk, and compliance resources. Their cloud technologies involve collaboration, platform and virtualization, mobile options, including managing mobility. This graphic shows the relationship between SAP and Business Objects. Business Objects is their main business intelligence capability and software. So on the left there you see the blue, and that is representing SAP products, and then the yellow, of course, is Business Objects. You might notice that they are interrelated. They both support each other. So SAP supports Business Objects, and Business Objects supports SAP functions. So you'll see here corporate performance management, and also corporate performance management here. Governance risk on the SAP side, risk and compliance, while functional performance management is on the Business Objects side. Then you have an overlap of the abstraction layer. You have platform components that support Business Objects enterprise information management. There are several pieces to Business Objects. I've included several of the applications here. This is the full suite: BI Launchpad, Crystal Reports 2011, Crystal Reports Enterprise, Dashboards, Web Intelligence, Analysis, Design Studio, Explore, Design Tool, or Information Design Tool rather, BI Platform, BI Mobile Applications, and of course the option for Microsoft SharePoint integration. So to start, we have BI Launchpad, and this is a user interface for information and applications stored in your BI platform. So basically, I think of this as kind of your home page. You're able to store your reports here, your data, your applications that you want to use, and then you can always come back here, and this is kind of your home base or your own account. We also have Crystal Reports 2011 and for Enterprise, and this is where you'll organize and create your embeddable reports in Visual Studio using Visual Studio and Eclipse, depending on what software you have. So here you'll bring in your data, your source data, and then you'll be able to clean up the data, take away things that you're not interested in, and emphasize those that you are. SAP Business Objects Dashboards. This is software that you can import and present your data with. There are several templates. You're able to drag and drop those to make your dashboard your own. Also, they have Web Intelligence. This is a user-friendly self-service ad hoc analysis. And you're able to drop and drag again and see what you're doing, what effect it has on the data, and in a visual way. You also have Objects Analysis. There are additions available for Microsoft Office and OLAP. This specific screenshot I have here is from an exported query to Pioneer Office, and as you can see, it's very similar to Microsoft Office Suite, so it's really kind of familiar. And it kind of reminds me of the pivot tables we use. So a different kind of spin on that. You're able to pull in different data sources or different data pieces and organize those by column, row, and filter. And then depending on what you're interested in, you drag it over here to the Excel spreadsheet, just like we do in pivot tables. We also have the Design Studio. This is where you have your custom build dashboards and applications on top of the data. So here you're able to, again, drag and drop, and you have a little bit more of that customizing function than you would with the dashboards, because those are templates and this is from scratch. So I also have a Design Studio demo for us. All right, to continue with our presentation, the next page we look at the Explorer component, and this is really great for someone new to a company that doesn't know everything about the data, doesn't have the time to ask, or doesn't feel comfortable doing so. You can search through this database of information, kind of like a library of sorts. So you'll search for data, documents, analysis, things like that. This is another way that you can post what you create, what insights you find, and then other users can share. So it's an indirect sharing tool as well. And here you see that once you click on the data, you have full capability to interact with the system here. So not only are you viewing what someone else has worked on, you're able to build on that. For information design tool, you'll see here the data mart with the different tables. Kind of reminds me of the SQL Server that we use, and you're able to change the relations in this. This is the semantic layer where you manipulate the metadata on the relational and OLAP sources. Business Intelligence Platform. This includes SAP Business Objects Enterprise, Objects Edge, and Crystal Solutions. And I've included a link here. I wanted to look at this interactive tool. It really kind of demonstrates everything that's available, and you're able to click on the availability based on what you're interested in. So they have a client section, web, management, storage, and processing, and then also data. And you can click on these icons here to learn more. So for our purposes, we'll click on Crystal Reports, and then you see here more information about that. And you can go through for web, management, so you can see all the capabilities of what you've just purchased or what you're planning to purchase. So I thought this was really nice. It looks really, really nice and helpful and interactive. So back to our presentation. The SAP Business Objects, Business Intelligence, mobile applications. Here are some here. You'll see the Business Objects Experience and also Explorer, so you can search data, documents, and insights there. They've mentioned that you'll be able to see dashboards scalable on your mobile device, reports, documents. You'll also be able to do ad hoc analysis and then share that data. So I have a demo here as well to kind of demonstrate what you can do on an iPad.
SAP Mobile VI is our latest iPad application. We've designed it to work just like you'd expect any other app to work. It's organized like a bookshelf where the information I want is a single click away. I don't have to worry about where and how these documents were created. I can access dashboards, reports, or any other document with one single application. Our goal is to make it valuable for any user in an organization. The built-in report store allows me to download any report directly from within the application. It's a great way to discover standard content or to receive the information that gets pushed to me automatically. Once the document is loaded on my device, wherever or whenever I need it. Imagine using this every day and always having the latest sales, production, customer, or competition information with you at all times. The sales analysis report is a great example of how data can really come alive on the iPad. Even the views we're all used to seeing, bar and line charts, look great using this tool. We can also create interactive dashboards that are a joy to explore. The iPad makes all this interactive. Using simple touch controls, I can drill into data, zoom to specific areas, and once I find something interesting, I just share it simply as sending an email. It's never been this easy. Since we built it for the iPad, everything runs both offline and online, and since it's from SAP, it connects to both cloud and local business objects installations. We're really excited about SAP Mobile VI, and we think this is going to change the way people access information. It's available today in the App Store.
Okay. So again, back to our presentation. We have the integration option for Microsoft SharePoint software. So it has all the capabilities of SharePoint and all the capabilities of SAP. You see here, there's a really broad view that you can pull out to and see all of your queries and how they are related to each other, the full flow chart of all of your services and how they're integrated. Support services include SAP Advanced Delivery Management, ASAP methodology for implementation, SAP Landscape for transformation, SAP Test Data Migration Server, Rapid Deployment Solutions, SAP Globalization Services. And so this is meant to reinforce SAP and provide assistance to really get the most out of this software and services. Resources include tutorials and webinars to understand each piece of SAP, including all the components for business objects. And then they also have structured training education through SAP certifications, SAP Learn Now, Learning Software and Services, University Alliance Student Council, and Course Library. Then they have a lot of networking idea sharing opportunities through their faculty club, University Research Community, SAP Integration and Certification Center, Co-Innovation Lab, where people are able to bring what they're working on and kind of share ideas, come up with things, and work out the bugs together. Then they also have several events where people can meet up together and share their ideas again, with things like SAP in a Jam, SAP Code Jam, SAP Inside Track, things like that. Any company in any department can use SAP, including business objects, components, and platform. So anything from finance, human resources, IT, manufacturing, marketing, procurement, research and development, engineering, sales, service, supply chain, and sustainability. Specifically, I've chosen to talk about a customer that's using it for their supply chain. So Unipart is a leading third-party logistics provider and operation consultant in the UK, and they have over 10,000 employees globally and have generated over $1 billion by this point, well, £1 billion. Their business case, the reason why they went with business objects was because they already had their ERP through SAP, and they decided they wanted to have something that they could connect through that. So business objects is fully integratable with all the other SAP systems. And they wanted to take a look at their supply chain because they knew that there was something about it that was not as functional as it needed to be. So with business objects, they were able to drill down to the granular level, see the process and procedures, and then also roll up to a broader view to kind of see the full picture. And from this, they were able to identify some weak points, change some processes, and also save a lot of time because a lot of their analysts were working on gathering data and sorting it and cleaning it up. And with business objects, they didn't have to waste that time, and they could really work on analyzing the processes and the data. The outcomes, they were very happy with business objects. Like I said, they saved a lot of time with this. They were able to become more of a competitor in their field, and their products range from everything from automotive to retail. So they were able to change a lot of their systems, supply chain focus um, for their company at large. Evaluations and rankings. Information Week 500 ranked SAP as 84 out of 500 in 2012. They based this on the innovative users of information technology, technology usage, strategies, investments, and administrative practices. Um, ZDNet outlined a couple of strengths and weaknesses that I found. They had the largest share of the market, so they were, obviously a big company. The highest shortlisting rating, though the lowest selection rate when shortlisted. Largest payback period, or sorry, longest payback period. So, um, SAP is pretty expensive, and so it does take a long time for that investment to pay off, and not the shortest implementation duration. So, it seems to me that SAP is, a big company. It's quite an expensive software service to purchase, and implementation is a little bit bumpy from what I've read. Also, they don't have the best percentage of users who realize between 81% and 100% of the capabilities for SAP. So to me, that sounds like people that are using SAP, it's expensive, it takes a long time to implement, and not everyone is even understanding most of it. So that's a definite problem, and I heard a lot of that from reviews. I didn't post a lot of the reviews here since they were personal reviews, business users, things like that, but I did see a lot of negativity. The CRM search revealed several problem areas as well. For one, their social CRM capabilities are largely weak and absent in business by demand or design. Sorry. Customer services were also functioning pretty limitedly. It seems like they're not up to par with the influx of customer service need. So right now, this the contact centers, there's a lot of high volume, and the capabilities are definitely underpowered. So that might, be another factor. People aren't able to use the system, and then when they try to get support, it's weak. Also, they are weak and not fully supported with their cloud capabilities. So, from what I understand, they jumped into cloud capabilities, but not with the full weight of SAP. And so it's been a really kind of slow going, stalled out process. And I think they've reinvested in it as they realize that it's the future, but still one of their weaker areas. According to Arabella, which is a company that takes rankings and also their personal assessments to provide customers with, an idea of what to purchase. Here you'll see that SAP is par with ease of use, Office integration, MS Office integration, retail, and performance. It's negative in multifunctional channel functionality and leverage investment in configuration customization. So while I personally felt like there was a lot of room for customizing options and using those sources, it looks like overall actual users in the field are not happy with that. The positive sides are integration technology. They do have a lot of integration services. Business Objects is fully integrated with the entire SAP suite. And then you also have purchasing. While they have a longer repayment process or payback period, it seems to be worth the money as far as this chart demonstrates. According to Pintaho, which is a competitor for SAP, so these results I kind of took with a grain of sand, just because I wasn't sure how legitimate this was, but it's interesting nonetheless. Here we have OLAP analysis, vendor and user recommendations. So you see on the very bottom, SAP has the lowest user recommendation. So from what I've seen, there's a lot of negativity out there, which is interesting because from using the tutorials and things like that, I felt that it was pretty helpful as far as dragging and dropping and being able to see things as you were playing around with the data. You were able to kind of see what effects you were having. So I thought that was okay, but across the board, it seems to be not a high user recommendation for OLAP. Also, OLAP analysis, vendor, and competitiveness, SAP jumps up to 4. So I believe that the size of their company able to insulate them from a lot of this negativity from customers, individual customers, because they are a large company and they have all of the weight behind that. Also, in the OLAP analysis vendor and big data, they're number 2. So this again signifies to me that as a big company, they're able to handle big data maybe better than other companies, so that companies are kind of forced to use SAP in that way. But then ultimately, the individual business user is not exactly happy with SAP. So this is my reference page. The first set is the articles that I've read. The second is all the demonstrations for each component within business objects. So feel free to browse that. Thank you so much for your time.